All right,
Cool,
we're getting into this. Yes. Another top-tier match between two of the up-and-coming teams in North America coming your way. Sit tight, folks. More Dirty Bomb action.
Yep, next up we got New and Tidy, so far undefeated today, versus DiNK, currently tied for second place with 4 wins and only 1 loss. So there's always the potential to change things quite a bit here. We'll have to see. Are we back on Train Yard?
We did the full gambit of maps, I guess.
We're not doing Dome?
Soon.
Don't even start.
Soon.
That was the first time I've ever had a too soon pulled on me. Actually, it really hasn't. New and trendy. What have we been saying? We've been saying anything else?
It's pretty much what we've been saying.
Yeah, I think that's it. Bridge? Is Bridge?
So this is going to be the last opportunity, I think, for one of these participating teams to dethrone
Right.
New and Trendy. And if anyone left has a chance, it's DiNK.
You know, I've come to really like Bridge. It typically gives us good games. The only times it really slows down, I feel, are on the last objective. You can feel like you're running into a brick wall on offense, but typically the first objective and bringing the EV up does go pretty well. We've seen a lot of really great dynamic games, so looking forward to this. New and Trendy attacking first, and of course on defense we have DiNK. Let's see how they do when they're playing a better team. Because we did see DiNK play and actually just destroy earlier, so we'll see.
New and trendy playing an aggressive Rhino, interesting, as well as Tetra on a Aura, so interesting play there. But yeah, I agree with you. Bridge is definitely a neat map, just because on the second objective, the generator room for the barrier is such an interesting place to play. So right now we've got Phazon really trying to just aim down this choke point and not get choked himself. He's got that Aura station to kind of keep him up. He's not getting a whole lot of pressure himself right now. Oh, but going around to the other side, he's able to take down Kawaii Sisoro 030. Okay, this will be fun. This will be fun. I've never seen somebody stay on this cubby for such a long time. He's still at about half health. He's got his own Aura station to take down. No defending Rhino there, interestingly enough.
Now I gotta say, 7 Ghazi is just very quickly turning the tide of these pushes. We saw what looked like a pretty clean push straight out the doors, and 7 Ghazi just dish out a ton of damage with those Nader nades. Closed in by 7 God and the rest of DiNK, and just a nice clean wipe there. A couple TKs, but still coming out on top, getting the revives. So far, you know, DiNK putting up a really a good initial hold here. See if he can keep it up.
Oh, Phazon pushing forward. Not in the front, though, and Reptile's going to go down rather quickly. He actually returns a kill, though. So it's going to be Rhino versus the world. But Rhino's got one more person. It's the 6th member of the team is that healing station.
Yeah, it's all about getting the Rhino in the right position when you're playing him offensively. Once you get him pushed up and once you get him that heal station down, he can pretty much lock it down like we're seeing right now. Phazon just completely clogging up this back part of the objective. Not sure how he killed that guy from that distance, but hey man, Rhino is magic.
This is definitely the place to be. That means that anybody coming out of that alley needs to deal with Phazon first and foremost. It's just going to be tough because Tetra's right by his side. Look at how far he's pushing up here. That grenade's going to take a big chunk out of him, but he's still going to be unignorable here. He's going to be taken on down and gibbed just as Tetra comes in for the revive. Not going to happen. That's going to allow them to get the repair on the EV, though, and start to walk it forward. However, does this mean that they can get into the generator room before DiNK does?
And that was really close to being a nice play there from 7 Ghazi. He tried to get airstrikes, tried to get an airstrike on the EV, but unfortunately it was like a pixel underneath the bridge and canceled out. It was really, really close. Could have bought himself a lot of time there. Unfortunately, in the end,
He's the only one left alive in the generator room. We had 100% taken on down away from there, so now we finally got DiNK in charge of their generator room. We might see the barrier go up here pretty soon. It's not up yet.
Well, no, the thing is, I was about to point out is Pixel Popper is absolutely nowhere near the generator. I mean, he gets here now, but a little too late. Unless they can capitalize on this damage.
He doesn't have a whole lot of time, and the EV really hasn't been damaged either. We've only got 7 Ghazi left alive here. This means that the EV is just going to keep rolling.
Now the EV has been taken down,
wow.
but that generator still not up. And you got to be sweating if you are on DiNK's side right now, because as a defender, that is the absolute must. I mean, you can hold that generator for minutes and minutes and minutes, and it's so crucial to get that thing up. Looks like they actually might be able to finally, as the generator is completely undefended right now by the attacking team. There it is. Weird to say it in that order, but Pixel Popper gonna get this thing up, barring a miracle here. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, they were holding that gen room very well, and then they just seemed to abandon it. So I'm not really sure what the thinking was there.
Pixel pops up the generator just at the last second in order to get the barrier up. That's going to slow them down because I was really considering the possibility that they were just going to roll on through. There's definitely C4 on the generator, though. So we heard plenty of plants.
Oh, Reptile dangerously far forward. Will those sticky bombs do much damage, though? Let's find out.
Ooh. It's kind of a little bit of a risky decision to just kind of go for the plant hold. I mean, you kind of risking DiNK regaining control and getting the defuse, but I mean, so far it seems to be working out. That said, I mean,
look at 100% position. He is just going so far out on this flank. But here's the thing: he's kiting just about everybody along with him. He beats back up with the sawbones. He can stay alive here and take down the top of the staircase. Can he take down the skyhammer? Wow! Holy crap! They can. This is not only going to allow them to take down the barrier and move the EV forward. This could give them a full secured run of the rest of the street.
Yeah, Reptile's just hanging out, waiting for the wall to drop, and it does, and he's going to keep this thing moving. And the rest of
Phase on by
just
himself.
pushing way up. DiNK actually going through garage here, and maybe if they do this right, they can push up and flank the engineer. Nope, the rest of New and
they're
Trendy.
keen to it. They know what's going on here, and the EV is going to keep moving because that's a clean wipe. The entire team is down. I like the thought there by our good friends over at DiNK to try to take the flanking maneuver, but good on Reptile and co for just sniffing that out, figuring out what's going on.
And Phase on were outflanking the flankers.
Who flanks the flankers? Jahar.
All right, we got Rhino on down. We got Aura with a good station up there. But if you looked at a heat map of where most people die most of the time here, New and Trendy is making it very, painting a very different picture here.
Oh, the EV is so close to down, but it's not. And just about 5 more seconds remain, and that's the only opportunity left to get this thing down. Bullets alone aren't going to do it. Not going to happen here. And yeah, we're moving on to the final objective rather quickly here.
Phazon has been running this offensive Rhino for the entirety of the match, and now we've got 8 minutes and 40 seconds left on the final objective. So much momentum coming out of New and Trendy now.
Reptile leading the way. Sticky bombs ahoy. There they go. 7God is down, even with the Aura Station. A little bit of TK action. Or maybe not, actually. This is a really strong push. Look at it. Continuing onwards. Both teams are refusing to die somehow. The Gibbs are not happening. So people going down and then straight back up.
100% coming in to mop up all the remaining bodies here. And we still got Skyhammer out of Ghazi there. Got that Blish lock.
Oh.
Trying to just duck and weave, duck and weave. Got that low firing rate, and he can get through there with 60 health left over. Starting to get taken on down, but he's got Rhino now as that body blocker. He's got an Aura Station to keep him up as well, and that'll be our first delivery.
Wow, going so fast here. Yeah, New and Trendy playing extremely well. After getting shut down for about the first 2 minutes, it's basically been smooth sailing from that point on.
And it's really all about getting that Rhino. Like, once you apply all that explosive opening damage from the Fletcher and the Fragger, you just get Rhino pushed right up, drop that heal station, and you pretty much established some major forward ground. You got to deal with the Fat Man. And
oh, look at this.
Really paying off so far,
offensive posture with the healing station. That's ballsy. Tetra's bringing it home.
Oh, great Marty.
There we go. Finally, a successful reptile martyrdom
with
takes
no
out 2.
team kills either. Nicely
Yes, yes.
Super
So,
quick half there.
Yeah, definitely is just very solid push, and kind of surprised by the, I guess, kills at the end. Of course, Phazon leading the way with that Rhino.
Rhino right now in the meta. I mean, no one has a good solution for him. Nades work.
It's not Rhino so
double
much as
teaming
it
him
is
work.
Rhino plus Aura. That's the
Yeah.
problem. Yeah. Well, not problem,
If
but that's
you-
what makes him so strong.
Yeah, I mean, like what we keep seeing is we see the team kind of lead in, push the other, push the defenders back a little bit, and then you just push that Rhino straight up to follow up on that, drop the station, and you've pretty much become the defenders yourself at that point. One thing that I think will be a much more commonly used strategy to counter the Rhino is once we get Stoker's Molotovs.
Yeah.
Because
True,
that entire
true.
strategy will be
Area denial.
it'll be shut down instantly. If you try and do that against a Stoker, all he's got to do is throw the Molotov right in your face, and you've got to start over. So
All right, but here we go. Now we've got DiNK on the attack. They've only got 8 minutes to complete the whole map. Let's see if they can do it. You guys don't seem too hopeful.
well, I'm just kind of waiting to see how this initial push starts off right away, and I'm just worried about this Rhino in this position. Those nades are coming in, but they're not really connecting with anything.
Oh man, I love this Phoenix outfit. Being rocked by right now by Kwai. Very cool.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I am not liking the completely whiffed defibrillators though. I don't know if you caught that on stream.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh.
That's a cool
It looked
skin,
like
though.
they both wanted to go for the revive there, and just kind of ended up touching paddles.
Meanwhile, Phazon, he's taking his position and he's just sitting on it. Nobody's
Pixel
gonna
Popper's
come
got to
into
be
that
careful
critical.
here.
Yeah,
Most of his
it's
team is
only
dead.
one
He's the
alive.
last one. There's only 1 second left, and I don't think he's aware. Well,
He's
I
not
don't
taking
think
it. Oh my god, what? He's able to take
I don't think they're
100%.
aware either. So yeah, he long spawns their
Nobody knows he's
fragger.
there.
That's great. That's great.
Now you don't want a
That's always-
suicide.
Now,
There we go. He barely
you take this
escapes.
potential long spawn and you run right into the arms of a Rhino, so, that's okay.
The loving embrace of the minigun. All right.
Pistol
Let's
Popper's
see,
not gonna
let's
take
see.
it down as Fletcher.
I want to see DiNK put up a fight here. I think they can do it. I think they can do it. Let's see. I just want to see a nice coordinated play.
I really wouldn't mind if Fletcher's nades got a small damage buff. It's like a very tiny one.
Neither would Reptile.
Because he's had so many opportunities to make these nades happen, and especially Pixel Popper against that Rhino, but Phazon is just kind of eating those nades for breakfast.
Yeah, not to
Seven-
mention his minigun actually does blow up the
Right.
the nade midair.
Just
It's true.
puking out bullets.
Oh, that is probably the best description I've ever heard.
Ugh.
It's not even Bert, it's Blap.
And I think it's really going to come down to whether or not DiNK can figure out a way to counter this Rhino positioning. And so far, they just haven't managed to be able to put any damage on the ore station where it's placed. And that's really the main issue here. They need to figure out a way to get those nades angled or shoot them from some direction or push completely opposite direction of Rhino. Otherwise, they're not going to gain any ground whatsoever. And we're already seeing New and Trendy slowly inching forward.
Oh wow,
This is kinda
Phazon coming
predictable.
all the way around
Yeah,
back. Oh, Reptile and Phazon are the flanking
I don't like
militia.
this though because these plays are funny for about 8 seconds, but unless they collapse, then they inevitably open a hole and something happens. In fact, right now we've got an engineer on the EV, like clockwork. Every time you push out from there, you get somebody repairing it. There it is.
They don't even
They're gonna
know.
get it. They're gonna get it.
They don't even
This
know.
is exactly what happens. Oh no, but there's Phazon at the last second.
Oh my gosh, wow. Really, really great work there from
But
Pixel
before
Popper,
I
seeing
was
the
even
opportunity
done saying
and
it,
taking it.
it's like, it's so predictable. You push out, you have a little lull fun, we're stomping you, and then somebody gets in. That's how tightly wound this game is. There's no room for that.
Yeah, there
It's
is
true.
still only 4.5 minutes left, so they could go for a mass suicide lemming rush here, finish it off, but then they've got the rest of the map ahead of them, so...
It would be a little disheartening to bring it within that one last little touch of the loving wrench or blowtorch and not be able to get it.
Well, this Fletcher versus Fletcher here in the office. Exchange of sticky bombs.
You know what? I
Sticky all
will call out that we're seeing new and trendy. We're seeing them. I think they're communicating very well and they're rotating very well as a team. Because I can't tell you how many times we've seen folks get collapsed on by multiple sides. I mean, folks are they're fighting in the stairwell, and then someone will come all the way around, all the way up the back, and flank as well. So I think their rotations have been very, very on point so far, which can only be possible with a lot of communication as well.
My gift to them.
Yes, indeed.
I'm gonna keep my eye on Pixel Pop right here. He's just got to get in and give a little bit of love on this. Yeah, he's low on health already though, and they know he's coming. Yeah, Reptile is able to take him on down. It's hard to see Reptile with all that camouflage. We got Ghost here. He's been doing all right too. A second in his
Oh,
game,
look,
it's all right.
look! Sneak it in, and there you go. The
Yeah.
lemming rush worked. It always
Three sets of
does.
spawns. But is that a problem now? Because now Phazon is like, all right, cool, spawn, guys. Just do it. I don't care. Yeah.
Well, the big question now is, will they be able to stop the generator repair? And the answer to that question is no. No, they won't.
Right.
Reptile's right on it.
That's actually my favorite thing about the map, just the pressure as soon as you repair the EV to just rush into that room and start to take control over it. And again, these maps are so precisely built that both teams, you know, depending on the spawns, have a pretty good chance of getting there at almost exactly the same time.
Alright, so now the onus is put onto DiNK to take down that generator. No easy task indeed. You can shoot it, you can throw nades at it, or you can plant C4 on it. Either way, they're going to have to push forward, and Reptile is the gatekeeper right now. They're holding back into that gen room hard. I mean, they got to feel pretty confident right now with just 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Yeah, all they have to do is hold this generator a little bit, and they're good. They're good to go.
Phazon's taking this opposite position on the balcony across the street, affording him a little bit more of a sight line. And actually, the range on that minigun is pretty admirable. He can do a lot of damage down the whole street.
Yeah, and as far as it goes, with 1 minute left, just thinking right now, it may be impossible at this point to just complete everything, especially if they go for a plant. Like, the only way they can even get this thing past the barricade is by just bombing the generator, because, you know, the bomb takes 40 seconds to blow, and that's 40 seconds wasted, and right after that, the game's done, so... Don't see it happening.
That might just be it, but not a bad showing here. The frags
Yeah, I
in the
mean,
first round were actually fairly even-handed. We just saw so many critical clutch plays from New and Trendy coming in at the right moments. But hey, even taking an objective off of an undefeated team, not a bad thing to have.
No, sir.
Thank you.
And this is the first time we've seen DiNK.
Yeah,
At least me. Actually, almost
I know
every single team here is basically brand new, right?
Yeah, some of them have like participated in previous cups. However, you know, is always the downside when you have a bunch of good teams. A lot of these teams usually didn't really make it past the first or second round, so that was part of the reason why we never actually saw them. But I know they've been trying, and at least this time around, they got the opportunity to play it out much further than they ever have been. So I'm sure they're happy about that.
All right. Let's take a look at the 6th round as it concludes here.